Hey there, do you want to know what you should stop saying to narcissists right now? Stay tuned and I'm going to tell you. Hi, I'm Rebecca Zung, and I've been recognized as a top attorney. I've written a couple of best-selling books. And what I do here on this channel is I help you negotiate with narcissists. If you have to deal with them, if you have to manage them, if you have to have conversations with them, if they are in your space and you want to know how to get them the heck out, or how to control them, or how to direct outcomes or become unstoppable and powerful, then that's what I do here for you on this channel. So go ahead and hit subscribe and hit that notification bell. All right, so let's talk about talking to narcissists. I mean, communicating with narcissists can be so confusing and so frustrating, and that's really at best. At worst, they're like literally traumatizing and abusive. And they use this manipulative code to try to confuse you and try to start making you think that you're crazy. And there's lots and lots of terms for it: gaslighting, word salad, projection, deflection, denial, all of those kinds of things, because they're trying to protect this fragile little self that they have inside. And a lot of people are like, oh man, I don't see that at all, because it just seems like they are so powerful and strong and confident all the time. But that's what they want you to believe. They want you to think that that's what's going on. But what's really going on is that they are really scared. I mean, that's the big scam that they have going on. That you are actually the more powerful one. You are actually the one that they're afraid of, and they don't want you to know that. So they construct this whole thing to make it look like they are the powerful one and you're not. I always think back to the Wizard of Oz, because to me, the Wizard of Oz is such a perfect analogy of what's going on with being with narcissists, right? I mean, how this guy constructed this huge thing in Emerald City and Oz, and you go see him and it's the great and powerful Oz, and everybody's scared and running away. And they're going to this person to try to get home, or find their brain, or find their heart, or find their courage, all those things. And they pull back the curtain, and it's this feeble old little man who's scared and whatever. And they find out that they actually had all those things to begin with, but they didn't believe that they did. And there was the Wicked Witch there with the flying monkeys. It was like the whole thing, right? So it's very much like what it is to deal with narcissists. And by the way, if you want to know more about flying monkeys, definitely check out my video on that topic. I have a whole bunch of videos on kind of narcissism 101. So definitely check out those videos if you're not familiar with some of these terms. So anyway, when you're trying to talk to narcissists, you got to remember that you can't interact with them as if they are a reasonable person, because they're not reasonable people. They are narcissists. They're for themselves. They can't see the world the way reasonable people do. They're not even incentivized by that. They're only incentivized by narcissistic supply. They're not incentivized by having a reasonable person conversation and trying to come to a resolution and trying to find some common ground. That's not what they're incentivized by. They are motivated and incentivized by grasping as much narcissistic supply as they possibly can. And by the way, that's something that I also have a video on, but they're basically vampires trying to suck as much supply out of you. You know, they literally suck the blood out of you, the energy out of you. You feel like completely depleted. And by the way, if you think that they are such vampires and you've experienced that, give me a vampires down in the comments. Okay, so let's talk about these things that you should stop saying to them right now. One of the things you should stop saying to them is anything that is trying to make them see the error of their ways. You can talk to your blue in the face. That ain't going to happen. Even if they see that they lied or that they got caught or they did something wrong or they didn't do something that they were supposed to do or whatever it is, they're certainly not going to admit it to you. I mean, they're going to project, deflect, deny all of the things that they need to do in order to what they think is survive. So don't try to make them see the error of their ways. It's not going to happen. The next thing you should stop saying right now is anything that attempts to make them see how you feel or how you're being impacted or what's going on with you. They don't care about that. They honestly just don't. I mean, it's like noise. It's like the Charlie Brown, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's what's going on there. I mean, they might hear it and then they'll be like future faking right after that, like, oh, okay, well, let's just get over it. Let's just move past it. From now on, it's going to be different. You'll see. I'll change. It'll be different, whatever it is. But they're not going to like really acknowledge your feelings. They're not going to really go, oh my God, I really hurt you. I can't believe I did that. Even if they apologize, the apology is usually a manipulation. I have a whole video on what a narcissist means when they say they're sorry, by the way, too. So definitely check that out. So, just stay away from anything attempting to get them to see how you feel. All right. That's not going to serve you at all. Put your energy elsewhere. And the next thing that I want you to avoid saying to them is anything that's going to pull you down into the mud with them, and especially in writing. Remember that anything you say in writing, anything you put your hand to, whether it's a text, an email, a note, something on social media, anything you put your hand to is a potential trial exhibit. So if you don't want to see it again, don't write it. Don't hit send. Don't hit post. Whatever you need to do to stop yourself, because remember, with narcissists, anything you say or do will eventually be used against you. So definitely don't get down into the mud with them. If they call you names, don't call them worse names back. Don't allow them to suck you into that vortex of toxicity. Right? So that's number 3. Number 4 is don't say anything that's going to give away your power. Don't say things like, you make me feel, or because of you, I'm this way. And the reason why I want you to stop that right now is because that puts you into victim mode. And you can't be a victim and a victor at the same time. You got to choose one. Those are two completely different states of mind. And so if you are going to turn this around, or when you will turn this around, when you take back your power, you will no longer be saying anything that gives them that power. You just have to say to yourself, you know what? I made a choice to be in a relationship with this person, and this person is, has issues. This is potentially a very broken person, or whatever it is that you want to say about that narcissist in your life, and start to take yourself out of that equation and realize that they are who they are, and you are who you are, and you are a victor, and you are a powerful person. So don't say anything that's going to have you be giving away your power. Watch your words. Your words matter. I always loved the fact that in the Bible, the very first words were, in the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was God. Be really careful about the words that you say to yourself too. Okay. So that's number 4. And the last thing I want you to not say to narcissists ever is just flat out no, like right to their face when you're negotiating with them. You got to find a way to kind of say, well, okay, considering that that's what you want, or I agree that that's what you want, I agree that that's your position. You can say things like when you're agreeing with them that you're not even necessarily agreeing with them, but they think that you are. They hear the words, I agree. If you say straight up no, then they're going to dig their heels in, and that gives them narcissistic supply, and you don't get anywhere. You don't get where you want to go. So those are the 5 things that I would say never to say to narcissists. So stop saying those phrases right now, and it will help you get more of where you want to go and start driving your own outcomes and driving your own results. Okay, so if you are getting ready to negotiate with narcissists or with anyone, make sure to grab my free Crush My Negotiation Prep worksheet. It is 15 pages. It's an ebook, totally free. All you have to do is go to winmynegotiation.com to grab it. And if you want to join my free private Facebook group, you are very welcome to do that too. Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. I'd love to see you in there. And if you like this video, give it a like, give it a share, drop me that comment. Let me know that you were here. Let me know that you think they're vampires, or whatever your experiences have been. Do you have other phrases and things that you think you should definitely never say to narcissists? Drop me that comment below as well. And just remember that you should never give in. You should never give up. Wherever you are now is the jumping off point to get where you want to go. It's never too late to turn it around. So starting today, I want you to start negotiating your best life. And I will see you in the next video.